So let's get started. It's 6 o'clock and I want to be diligent with our time because I know you guys are busy and I appreciate you being here. So I'm really excited about this year's Vacation Bible School because we're doing a Western theme. And I really, for years, wanted to do a Western theme. And this year in January, when the curriculum came out, it was an African safari. And I thought, oh, that sounds like fun, but I really want to do a Western theme. So I did some research, and I found a curriculum that was back in 2013, SunWest Roundup. So I was only able to order bits and pieces of it. It hasn't come all together. So like for music and posters and all that stuff I don't have. So I had to kind of do a filler. So the music that we're using this year is, and usually what I've gone to in the last couple of years is top Christian music. And the reason for that is, still to this day, I'll meet parents from the community in the grocery store and they'll see me and I don't remember who they are because they're not a part of our church. Kids have attended VBS and they'll say, my kids are still singing those songs because they're hearing them on, you can go to YouTube or whatever, or have Alexa play top Christian. So one of the songs that we're going to do is the Newsboys. So I'm going to take you through exactly what we're going to be doing and how the night is going to unfold. So the song that you heard as you came in is called The Greatness of Our God, and that is going to be one of the songs I'm going to teach the kids along with a couple of other songs. Our mission this year is going to be the International Rescue Committee. And I was fortunate enough, they have branches all over the United States. And the IRC responds to the world's worst crises and are working in more than 40 countries and 22 cities in the United States. 65 million people are uprooted more than any other time in history. But when home is far away, rescue is nearby. Currently, the IRC is responding at the southern border, providing relief for 10,000 parents and children, helping families whose lives are shattered by disaster, conflict, and war. So that's going to be our mission this year. It's going to be 2 parts, and parents are going to have the option to do both, or one, or maybe none. It's up to them. It's always optional. Every year at Vacation Bible School, the kids work on a craft night. And the first night, the whole theme centers this year around Moses. So the first night, they're going to be making baskets. Moses' mom puts him in the river, and they're going to be weaving baskets. The second night is, so this is ultimate plan. Each night has a Bible point. The second night is power, God's ultimate power, when he turns Moses' staff into a snake. So this is a snake mobile that the kids are going to make. The third night is trust. And they're going to make their own sock horses, except this one's pretty bland. We're going to have the kids, they're going to be using all different color yarns. So it's going to be cute. The fourth night is going to be God provides and trust, and they're going to be weaving their own leather wallets. And the last night is going to be on love, and they're making good beads, where every time they do a good deed, they can bring up a bead. So, and that centers on love. When the kids put their art projects on their art table at the end of the night, parents are asked to come back to the art gallery, which is going to be in the fellowship hall, and pick up their crafts. And there's going to be a donation jar for an optional donation to go towards the International Rescue Committee. The other part of this is when I had contacted the youth coordinator at the New Jersey branch of the IRC, I talked to Heather. And I said, Heather, I told her who I was, and every year we do a mission. We get about 150 kids. Is there anything that we could do to help? And she said, oh my gosh, we just gave out our last backpack yesterday. So I said, well, we can help. 50 backpacks have been donated from somebody in our congregation, so they're already here. And what I'm going to do is people are going to take a backpack, and inside the backpack is going to have a suggested supply list for K through 12. And so, now, they don't have to get everything on that supply list. The IRC is going to supplement anything that they can't put in there. So the goal is to pack 50 backpacks. Dennis is in the process of making a covered wagon out of our foosball table, and that's going to be up in the sanctuary along with our scenery, and the goal is to fill the covered wagon with backpacks. And we're calling it the Backpack Brigade. So any of the families who want to can participate in that, and they're going to take their backpacks, fill them, and bring them back by the end of the week. And I think we have somebody possibly coming to the door. So that's going to be our mission this year, and I'm really excited about that because that's a real need, and it's a crisis right now. So what I'd like to do now is introduce all the different crew leaders, and so you can know what crews you're in and what you're helping with. Now, Debbie, you're a floater, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So does everybody know each other?
Hi, I'm
Debbie.
I think I met Debbie somewhere. Must be the nutritionist office.
Oh, is that where it is?
Yeah. You look so familiar.
See that? All right, so it's,
I'm Julie. Right? Nice to meet you.
and here's Diane. Hi.
Oh.
So what we're going to do is I'm going to introduce right now, there's 8 or 9 crews. Our preschool crew leaders are going to be Sarah Miner and Carly Huckabone, with Ariana Canuto and Dale McGlynn assisting. And they're going to be downstairs in the preschool rooms, and that preschool program runs from 6 to 8. And then the other 8 groups are going to be the elementary, from kindergarten right up through 7th grade. And first we have the lime green group is going to be the Lively Lizards, and leading that group is Florence and Dee Shund. So you'll need a lime green t-shirt. Okay, at the end of tonight I'll be handing out your iron-ons, so remind me to do that. Your youth buddies in that group are Maria Iacovoni and Carly Kirkland. Okay? Then the red group is going to be the Ambitious Armadillos, and leading that group are Nancy Green, Tina Snyder, Christine Harris. And the youth buddies in that group are Emily Snyder and Delilah Gale. And they have to get a red t-shirt. Then their navy blue group is going to be the Peaceful Prairie Dogs, led by Kim Rockefeller, Carrie Ruckert, and Lisa Ione. And their youth buddies are going to be Winston and Mia Nunez. What's interesting is what's happening now. Kids that have, from the community, not even from our church, that have participated in VBS the last 3 or 4 years are now old enough to be youth buddies. So I must have had 5 parents from the community contact me and said, my child's in 7th grade, but they really want to do VBS, and can they be a youth buddy? So we have probably about 5 youth, not from our church, but from the community, that are going to be helping. And they've come, and so I'm excited about that because they still want to be here, even though they're getting older. So Mia Nunez is one of those. The yellow group is going to be the Caring Cows, and Diane, that's your group, along with Amy Chong. Do you know who she is? They're fairly new. Her daughter Sarah is going to be a crew buddy, along with Selena Shantazone and another new girl called Karina. Okay. So, I'm sorry. Oh no, I can't get this. That's about my dog. Jeez, I don't even want to go there. Okay. Then the light blue group is the Happy Horses, and that's going to be led by Chris Iacovoni and Olga Zindel. Her daughter Annie Zindel is from the community, and here again, here's Olga, who her daughter has been participating every year. She wants to help out this year, the mom and the daughter, so they're in the group. And then Jonah Swarthart, who's participated. The orange group is the Blazing Buzzards, and that's Julie Roma and Aaron and Amy Bennett. And Haley, you are the crew buddy in that group. And you are going to be assisting Jonathan Galley along with that. Jonathan is a special needs kid, and Haley does so great with the special needs, so she's kind of in that group to assist with him. And Nick Potter is going to be in that group with you, okay? So there's 3 adults, and then the 2, because of the special needs. Okay, and then the purple group is the Dazzling Dragonflies, led by Farah.
Yay, I'm so excited in purple.
You're purple this year.
I was looking at that dragonfly thinking, I hope I'm in that group.
Okay, and so you have 2 brand new assistants helping you. Marissa Pellerito, okay, and Lillian Van Arnsdale. Do you know
I
Lillian?
know who she is, I think. Well, I know she was married to her,
Yeah,
Jean.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's helping this
I
year.
can't picture her. She's brown hair like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who she is. Who's the other one? Marissa something?
Marissa Pellerito, her daughter has been coming to VBS now for a couple of years, and she just started coming to Children's Church in the 2nd grade.
Oh, okay.
Emilia. And I asked her if she wanted to help out with VBS, and she said she'd love to. I think she's a teacher, so you'll like her. She's around your age, and so.
Perfect.
And your youth buddies are going to be Kristen Blight and Logan Howard. Do you know Logan?
I know Kristen. I don't know Logan.
Okay, he's great. He was one of our confirmands last year.
Cool.
And then the green group is going to be the Marvelous Muskrats with Bob Preston, Wendy, and Will Stafford. And their youth buddies are Jen Watson and Christina Chantazone. So those are all our crews. All right, so let's go over the registration process. Debbie, you're brand new to this. You've not done this. Everybody else kind of, the reason why I wanted to do this and have a review is even though you've done this, the rest of you, things from year to year change because of the evaluations that I get at the end of the week. And last year's evaluations, one of the suggestions from the registration crew, because of the way our sanctuary is and the congestion in the back, especially the first night when everybody's coming in and not sure where they're going. This is what we're going to do different this year. Instead of having everybody come in that back door to the sanctuary, all pre-registered, we have about 60 pre-registered kids right now. And all pre-registered kids are going to come in through the narthex. And Mark is going to be outside kind of directing people. In the narthex, there's going to be 3 stations that crew guides are going to need to be at. One needs to be in the narthex with the basket of their name tags and their roster. One needs to be in the back of the sanctuary for new kids coming into your group, and the other one needs to be at your home base table. Okay. Every crew will have a table in the sanctuary with their name tag on it. So you'll know, and this year what I'm going to do different is I'm going to get helium balloons so that can be identified, because with the tables all over, you can't really see these when you're standing in the narthex or in the back of the sanctuary. So a helium balloon will be at each table, especially for the first 2 nights when the newest kids come in trying to figure out where their tables are.
So like a specific colored balloon? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, the color of your group.
Oh, good.
Yep. So when kids come in, especially pre-registered kids, in your basket, you're going to have your name tags already filled out. Behind your name tag, and we're going to continue to do the parent pickup ticket. And the parent pickup ticket is for security purposes. So when people come in, parents come in, you hand them their ticket and you tell them you must have this ticket to pick up your child at the end of the night. And then at the end of the night, we'll go through collecting, okay? These tickets will be behind each of the kids' name tags. So when parents come in, you hand them their ticket and make sure you remind them to bring them back. So in your crew baskets will also be your folder, your color folder, with your roster of all your kids, and on the sidebar it'll list if they have any special needs, as well as On the back of the name tag, it'll have if they're allergic to something, if for bees, if they have an EpiPen or whatever. Also the emergency contact number. The other thing that's on the back of the name tags are jobs. And these are optional. You can assign each of the kids a job. It helps to keep them busy, and they say it keeps down discipline in your groups if they know they're in charge of something. So, the other thing that I want to make you aware of this year on the name tags and on all of the schedules that will be on your table. So along with your basket with name tags, your roster, on your tables will also be a daily schedule each night. On the schedule is a note for me, a reminder. Please read your notes because it might change from night to night and there might be something I need to tell you. The first 2 or 3 nights I'll keep this on just as a reminder that there's certain tickets or stickers that are going to be on the name tags. And they're for different reasons. If you see a heart on the front of a name tag, that means they have an allergy or a medical condition, to make sure you look on the back of their name tag. If you see a blue hand, that means they cannot do water slides. And if you see a green hand, it means no photo, okay? We don't get a whole lot of the blue or green, so you'll see more hearts than anything else. So, also at your crew tables will be a bag, of course the color of your crew. And in your crew bag is going to be CPR procedures and first aid. Okay, just a kind of little reminder, and a little bag of Band-Aids, gloves, antiseptic wipes, just to kind of keep on hand. You should have these bags with you at all times, and what you can do is you can put your folders as you're traveling to each activity. You want to carry your bags with you, just so you have all that information. The rosters have to be with you at all times, okay? If there's kids that are coming and they're not registered, they're going to go to the back of the sanctuary where we have the registration table set up, and that's why it's important that somebody from your crew needs to be back there, so as soon as they see their color of their group name tag on that child, they're going to bring them to the home base table. That's where kids go first, because they're going to have a backpack of their towel and stuff to do the water slides, so everybody keeps all of their bathing suits and towels at their home base tables, and then they're led to their pew. The pews will be marked with your groups, so you'll know exactly what pew you're sitting in, and they rotate every night. So the first pew doesn't sit in the first pew all week, so we rotate them during the week. So that's basically, we start the night with saddle up, sing and play. And that's where we meet all together in one group to start the night, and we're starting promptly at 6 o'clock, whether everybody is there or not, because I only have 20 minutes to get through the opening. And what's important for the crew leaders to know is that before you go to your first activity, and again, all of your activities and where you're going for the night is on your schedule. So before you leave for your first activity, it's important to get your crew rosters back to the registration table. They will deliver these back to you at your first activity. And the reason for that is you're going to have new kids in your group that are not on your roster that they need to update. Okay? So after the opening, your roster needs to go back to registration, and wherever you are for your first activity, registration will deliver it back to you. Okay?
So do you give them the whole folder or just the sheet?
Just the whole folder. Because they'll know then what group and where you're at by the color of the folder. Okay? So the activities this year, and I'll tell you where they're going to be. So our saddle up, sing and play, we all come together, and that's in the sanctuary. Leading that will be myself, Dennis, Mark, Zach, and Kim, because they are in the skits. We're going to be doing this funny dirt clod Western town skit every night. And we're going to be doing that. And those are the people that are in the skit. Kim Rockefeller is going to be working the PowerPoint for us. And then we have Barnyard Bible Story and Trading Post Crafts. So they're going to come back here. This is where our Barnyard Bible Stories are going to be. We're setting up a big barn. They're going to be doing their Bible story, and then over on the side they're going to be working on crafts. So that's a combined. When they're done with their crafts, our art gallery is going to be in the fellowship hall. They're going to put their art pieces on their own table. Their tables will be marked by their table tag there. And who's leading Bible stories and crafts will be Mark and Lacey, and their helpers are going to be Charlotte and Mary Robinson. The other activity is going to be the watering hole slides, and of course that's going to be out on the front lawn. We have this great big slide again coming. The preschoolers will have their own little slide out in the playground area. So we'll have 2 slides, one for the preschool, one for the older kids out on the front lawn. And Dave Alexander, Jerry Robinson, John Swayze, and Zach Myers are kind of in charge of the water slides this year. Then we're going to have our Gold Rush Imagination Station, and that's where they're going to do science experiments, and that's going to be kind of between the White Room and the Sanctuary like it was last year. And Jackie Miner, Megan, her daughter, and Linda Peterson are going to be leading that group. And then we're going to have the Cowpoke Chow Parlor and Cinema Games. And that's the snack and cinema. So the kids are going to have snack, and they're going to watch a video of Moses, and then they're going to go out in the playground and do games. And leading that group is Jen Potter, Lois Blight, and our snack people are Cheryl Strauss, Debbie Zinmal, Sue Etzel, Joyce Atherton, Elsa Bingle, and Betsy Wesley. So Mary Robinson, at the end of the night, will be at the Trading Post Art Gallery. She's going to be our manager of the art gallery. So when parents are picking up and leaving donations, she's kind of overseeing that whole operation.
Called the curator.
Is that what it is? Curator? I don't know what it's called. AV and Tech and PowerPoint is going to be Tom Schiedner. Our photographer is Mark Miner. Registration is Rosemarie and Sandy. Our greeters and floaters are going to be Bev, Sandy, and then we have a safety team. Mr. Mike back here is part of our safety team. And along with Mike, we're going to have Dennis, Dale McGlynn, Dan Barnett, and Tom Sorrell. What we're doing this year is, unfortunately, with everything going on, we really have to implement some form of safety. So in the years past, if you had an activity in the, like the water slides, and you decided to go for a walk out down the sidewalk and in through the fellowship door, that can't happen this year. Doors are going to be locked. The only doors that are going to be left open is back of the sanctuary, Watson Boulevard door for water slides, the door in the hallway that comes to the playground, and the door in the back of the fellowship hall that goes to the playground.
So none of the front doors.
None of the front doors are going to be open. The narthex is going to be locked, and the 2 parking lot doors are going to be locked, and this Hall Street door. Okay? And so this safety team, they're going to be identified, they're going to be wearing vests or something, and they're just going to be kind of walking around, kind of keeping an eye out on things, okay? And they may have some walkie-talkies. It was very difficult to get a kind of an action plan together between now and then. We're just going to have to tell people to use their common sense, whatever emergency or whatever's happening, okay? We're working on that, and that's a lot of planning to do that, and to get it together between now and VBS is just not possible. But we are putting something in play. At least we have this safety team now that are kind of keeping an eye out, okay? Mike, do you have anything to say about?
I think one of the key things is if you see something, say something. If somebody just looks like they're acting strange, or somebody looks like they don't wrong or whatever, let us know. And of course, you guys already know, we just heard. But you don't have to, I don't have to tell you that.
Yeah.
But I guess the main thing is if you see something, say something, somebody just looks out of place. Just, like,
Right. One of the roles too of the safety team is especially during the night. If somebody comes in that door during the night, that back door to the sanctuary, and says, I'm here to pick up my child early, and doesn't have a parent pickup ticket, well, then somebody on the safety team has to be notified, and we have to call the parent and make sure. Sometimes they forget their ticket, or mom doesn't give dad the ticket, and there's a miscommunication. And sometimes parents get a little, ooh, but we have to use all precautions, and it's unfortunate, but that's what we have to do. So at the end of the night, if you got a parent on your team that's picking a child up that doesn't have their ticket, but you recognize them, you gotta let the registration know that they didn't bring back their parent pickup ticket. But if you don't, and you think something's suspicious, then you need to report it to me or one of the safety teams, and we'll handle it. Okay?
I think too, you have to watch, because every once in a while, especially the little ones, stray. So if you see a little kid wonder,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joshua last year.
It's all
me. Well, he owns a church, so.
Yeah.
Supposed to be.
Our closing program, at our closing program, I will make some reminders to the crew to collect all your name tags and that, and go pick up, parents go pick up. But I'll also say, parents, you need to come forward and pick your kids up. Kids have to stay in the pews, okay? Because otherwise, all chaos.
Confusing enough.
Very, yeah.
And they should come up through the middle and exit through the sides.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
helpful.
Yes. So that's important. It's the only way that really works. We've tried other things, and that's the only way it works. Parents have to come to the pews to pick their kids up. They have to have their parent pickup ticket, and each child is going to have their own ticket. I think one year we put, if the 3 kids were in the same family, we put all 3 of them on one ticket.
That was no good.
That was terrible. That didn't work at all. So we have 1 ticket per child. So following the closing program, you're going to collect all your name tags. You're going to tuck your strings in. You're going to collect all the parent pickup tickets. Make sure they go back into the name tag behind their name. You're going to put all of the name tags in your basket along with your roster, and you're going to return that to registration. What registration does is make sure all of the tickets are there, all the kids that are in your group are on their master roster, and everything clicks. Then they will put your baskets back on the table for the next night. Okay? All right. Okay. One of the very important things is please follow your schedule. It'll give you a designated time to leave. Don't leave your activities early because it messes everybody else up that's doing an activity. The only activity you leave early are water slides. You need to leave about 5 to 8 minutes early to give the kids time to change. Changing rooms are going to be upstairs, and I have some chaperones kind of sitting out in the hall making sure. I'm still looking for a guy for the men's chaperone. I don't know, every year we have things that go on in that boys' room.
Baby.
I guess what's going on.
Sometimes it's just not to know.
So, yeah. Our curtain ripped down one year. I had a thing break in the other key one year. Yeah.
There's always like towel fights.
Yeah.
False underwear.
Yeah, that's right,
If anybody knows of a guy that just wants to sit out in the hallway, let me know, because I'm still looking, okay? I'm going to be in charge of that.
I'll tell John it sounds something like he would love to do.
As long as he can have his phone there, right?
Right?
I'm kidding, you'd be like, you want her to do what? Sit outside in the boys' room?
Maybe you have to go in.
Okay. So, I have some, I think because we're filming this, I probably should play these. Every year, especially for the new people participating, so for those who have seen this is just a refresher. But I like to play these little, just as reminders. Staff training request. Is the TV on or did it go off?
It's not on. Do you want to wait to the end to take questions, Lynn? I had a question for you.
You can ask a question now.
Okay. Since Violet is still preschool,
Yeah?
she's still 8, and I'm going to be here till 9.
You can bring her in your group with you. if you
Yeah,
want.
that's what I was going to ask. Because
Yeah.
sometimes John would pick her up, but I think she'd rather stay. She hates missing out, so.
Yeah,
if you're
no,
okay
that's
with
what parents have
this-
done in the past.
Yeah, okay.
Do you think that'll work?
Yep, she'll be fine doing that.
Okay. So here's a training video for staff. It kind of gives you a little bit, and it's a refresher for those that have seen this, but it gives you a little bit of an idea of your crew jobs and how you work to help the crew, the activity leaders. It's so important to you to be involved with your crew. Learn their names. Have fun. Sing at Sing and Play. If the Bible stories are doing an activity, get involved with it. The worst thing that you can do is kind of just sit and look bored and take a break and leave it all up to the activity leaders. They're going to need your help, especially if you have a child in your group that is kind of challenging.
That's a good way of putting it.
I mean, basically, if you just go over and stand behind that child and put a hand down on their shoulder or whatever, it kind of helps. But this will give you a better idea of how to resolve some crew issues.
Welcome to VBS. Yep, get ready for a wild and wonderful week. But more than anything, you're going to have fun. Plus, you get the privilege of seeing kids grow in their relationship with God. Over the years, Groups VBS consistently rates #1 in customer satisfaction. Well, that just means you and your peers tell us you're having a great experience with Group. For the next few minutes, we'll outline why we think that is. So we've compiled a few tips from our crew that created and tested this VBS. Over the years, we've learned what will make your experience and your kids' experience the best. Our team has been there and done that, and here's our best advice.
First, follow the program as it's written. The activities in each leader manual have been tested, tweaked, and retested with real kids and real teachers to make them the best for you. You have our guarantee that these directions are the best way to lead your station. Your station leaders will love our field test findings. These are things we discovered, well, sometimes the hard way, at our field test. They let you know what to do and what not to do. Remember, we've made the mistakes so you don't have to.
Be sure to say the Bible point each day. Each day, everything focuses on one easy-to-remember Bible point. The idea is that kids have one solid, simple Bible truth to take home and put into practice. Hearing you say the Bible point helps kids remember it and understand it. And when kids shout back their response, you can be sure they're engaged and solidifying the Bible point.
Jesus gives us love. Follow him!
I've come in at the end, so I've heard what the basic message was of that day, and they get it.
Be a great leader by learning and using kids' names. When someone calls you by name in a kind way, you feel that they care. It really is a simple way to make kids feel special. Each day, your goal is to speak each child's name in love. What a powerful and easy way to show God's love. By the way, the small mixed-age crews ensure kids will hear their names in a loving way each day. We've built it into the program.
Next, be sure to participate. You didn't come to VBS to stand around and talk with other adults. Get involved in the games. Sing out loud during sing and play. Get into the Bible adventures. During discussion times, share your own thoughts and insights. When kids hear your own stories of how God has made a difference in your life, we promise that makes an impact on the kids.
Circle up. In most stations, you'll have a time for discussion and sharing. That's the time for your crew to form a small knee-to-knee circle. Wait until your crew members are circled up before beginning the discussion time. Leaders across the country have tried this and found that it really does make a difference. Station leaders encourage crew leaders to make discussion circles before you continue. Make circling up part of the fun. One crew leader always placed their hat in the circle center for everyone to surround. In a crew circle, kids and leaders are focusing on each other. The discussion is lively and everyone is engaged. Take a few extra seconds so you can get face-to-face with kids in your crew. It really helps.
It's not good enough to just sit in a circle. If you really sit knee to knee and circle up and look in each other's eyes, the whole dynamic changes. It's so much more engaging than everybody just kind of sitting whichever way they want to and pretending to be engaged.
Station leaders, call on crew leaders to lend a hand. If people are talking when you want to give instructions, just say, crew leaders, let's make sure everyone can hear these instructions. Or, if you see that kids are distracted with their sciencey fun gizmos during Bible adventures, say, crew leaders, let's move all of your crew bags and fun stuff to the wall. Remember, each crew leader is responsible for 5 kids. If each one lends a hand, your job is a snap. Listen up. As you can see, there's a lot going on at VBS, so be sure to listen up. Station leaders may need help getting kids to tune in or stop one activity and begin another. So be sure to listen to the station leaders so you can help kids with each activity.
Thanks for giving your time and energy to show kids God's love. You're making a difference in the lives of kids and adults in your community. It's our prayer that you see God transform your church through VBS.
Okay, a couple of things that they mentioned that I forgot to mention. Each night, we have a Bible point that we'll be teaching the kids. And the Bible points will be on your schedules. So as a crew, if you need to get their attention, all you have to do is say the Bible point. For example, the first night is, the Bible point is God's ultimate plan is Jesus. Their response this year is going to be, yee-haw! Okay? Because we're doing the Western thing, right? So, and every night is a different Bible point, and it focuses on what they're going to be learning. The first night is ultimate plan. The second night is ultimate power. The third night is ultimate rescue. The fourth night is ultimate trust. And the fifth night is ultimate love. Okay, and each night again, they have a different Bible point. Make sure you repeat that if you need to get their attention. The other thing that they mentioned in the video is 5 kids to a crew. Because we have so many kids, you're going to get probably 10 to 12. And that's why I do 2 adult leaders and 2 youth buddies to a crew. Each crew is going to be partnered up with another crew traveling. So there's going to be 2 crews traveling to the same activities. Every night, you are partnered up with a different crew. Because it's a way for kids to get to know each other in other crews, instead of keeping the same crews together, partnering up. So every night, each of the crews, we only have 4 activities, but there's 8 crews, so that's why we have to partner up, okay? Each activity is going to last 30 minutes, and you have a 5-minute travel time, okay? Make sure, again, you stay at your activity until your designated time, then leave, and then take the 5 minutes to travel. The other video that I want to show is being new, especially for youth, and it's just helpful for them to know what their responsibility is.
It's VBS time at your church, and you signed up to lead a crew. Cool. Then maybe you're wondering, so what am I actually supposed to do?
Every summer, lots of teenagers volunteer to be part of the crew experience here at VBS. Sometimes, they're not sure what to do once VBS starts.
Don't worry, we've got you covered. Using our super cool, exclusive, undercover footage, we're going to show you what it takes to be an awesome crew leader.
Let's start by taking a look at this footage of someone who's brand new to the crew. Now I know for some of you, putting away your cell phone is like asking you to cut off an arm. But if we can do it, you can do it. Plus, it's only for a few hours. Remember, you came to VBS for the kids. Believe it or not, you're a role model. Even when it seems like you have downtime, be sure you're talking to the kids and giving them your full attention.
You play one of the most important roles at VBS, so lead by example. Take a look at this crew leader and check out the awesome stuff she's doing to make VBS a very cool experience for the kids in her crew.
That's more like it. That brings us to another tip. Focus on the kids. Our undercover VBS video team spotted this crew leader whose focus seems to be somewhere else. Take a look.
Yowza, that leader was totally checked out of what was going on. You didn't volunteer just so you could stand around and talk about what movie you just saw last night or the hilarious thing your friend posted on Facebook. You volunteered to show kids how much Jesus loves them. One of the easiest ways you can do that is to get in there and participate. Don't hold back.
So, you put away your phone, and you're participating in all the fun at VBS. But what about the times when the station leaders say something like this?
Okay, your crews, I want you to step up with your crew and I want you to talk about this question.
Let's see if we caught anyone doing an amazing job during crew time.
Ready to answer? Anyone? Anyone? Hello? Come on. People.
Ooh, the dreaded silent crew. Sometimes you will get some kids who are kind of quiet, but always discuss things in a me-to-me circle. That way, everyone is tuned in and part of the conversation.
And if kids seem quiet, maybe they just need a little time to think. Go ahead and share your own answer first. Learn the kids' names and use them. That helps make sure everybody feels included.
Let's take one more look at a crew leader who, well, needs a little help. The good thing we caught it on tape is to show you what not to do.
Ouch, this girl needs help. Some kids might require a little bit more energy from you. It's okay to ask the director for an assistant. Some kids just require a little extra attention. Don't feel like you have to do it all.
Another inside tip for working with a crazy group of kids is to get to know them on a personal level. When you have downtime, ask about their everyday life. Who's in their family? What are they best at in school or sports? What pets do they have? Getting to know kids personally will go a long way.
And don't forget to relate things back to the Bible point as much as possible. This will really help the station leaders out and helps the kids apply the Bible to real life.
The best part about being a crew leader is just having fun with the kids. Don't be afraid to ask for help, but also be confident and flexible. If you make a mistake, chances are that you didn't even notice. So just keep going.
You are going to have an amazing week at VBS. Thank you so much for volunteering.
Bye.
Okay, a couple of things that, again, I was reminded in the video. Discipline problems in your group. First of all, they suggest not to make a little contests or rules within your group because that kind of pits kids against each other. The other thing is the groups are going to be mixed age levels from kindergarten up to 6th grade, and the purpose for that is the older kids can help out with the younger kids, and they seem to get a lot. Instead of putting the same grades or ages together in groups of kids that know each other from school, they say that the discipline problems are eliminated if you have a mixed age group. And if you assign your kids in your crews one of the 5 jobs, if you have 10 kids in your crew, you can assign 2 of the kids a job, the same job. And there's little lines so you can put the date so that you can alternate the jobs each night. Some people said that really has helped. And the jobs are basically carrying a crew bag or leading the crew from one place, saying thank you to all the activity leaders before you leave. Snack mate, assisting with serving snacks. And then the schedule supervisor, letting the crew know where they're heading next. Just simple little things can help you with discipline problems. If you have a major problem in your group, I'm talking major, you've talked to a child and don't wait until the end of the week to let me know there's an issue. Come get me as soon as there's an issue. If you can't deal with it, if you've spoken with the child and they're not paying attention and they're disruptive, you need to find me, come get me, and I will talk to the child. Sometimes, and it has happened, kids just do not want to be here. And I will ask them that, do you want to be here? And if they say, no, I really don't want to be here, then mom is called and they're coming to get their child, okay? And then other times, kids really do want to be here. And then I just reassure them, we'd love to have you stay, but you need to change your behavior, okay? So please come get me if you have a problem. The other thing is the safety procedures. If you have a little scrape on a knee, again, there's Band-Aids and stuff. But if it's a little bit more, we had a little girl catch her toe in the slide one year, and it kind of, she had a little bit of a sprain. We had to file an incident report. So if that happens, something like that happens in your group, take them back to registration table and we'll file an incident report and parents will be notified. But if it's just a little scrape or a little cut or something that you can take care of, I'll have ice in the refrigerator in the hallway, and I'm in the freezer in the hallway between the hall and the kitchen. We'll have some ice packs, so if you need ice. But if it's anything that you need ice for, it's probably an incident report as well, okay? As far as CPR and first aid certified people, when people signed in tonight and on a Sunday, they checked if they were certified in CPR or first aid. I will have a list of those people according to what color group they're in, right in here on your folders. So if you have an emergency and you're not certified in CPR, just quick open your folder. That's why it's important to have your folders with you at all times. Diane, since this is your area, do you have any suggestions as far as first aid or CPR or suggestions?
Nothing I can really think of.
Anything that we should be doing that we're not?
Put me on the spot here. No, nothing. I mean, I think it's good to have the list and,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Any
Now, when you
questions?
said there was going to be one big slide out there, so is it the great big one?
Yes.
Because some of the younger kids couldn't climb up there.
Oh, I think we're gonna do the big slide that we rent and the one that we own, which is the medium slide. So there's gonna be the 2 slides.
Okay.
And that worked out well last year, I think. So the
Because I had
kids,
one little shoot down and turn, and it was so funny to watch, you know, but you have to boost her up.
yeah,
But then the second night, she got a little smarter and went to the little small one.
yeah. Some of the in-between kids, although some of the little tiny kids will go on that big water
Oh,
slide.
yeah, she was bound and determined.
Yeah.
She could not get up there.
Yeah, so, yeah, and one of the suggestions that was made on the evaluation form last year is to have one of the youth from your crew be in, and especially up on the top of the slide, they're helping the kids and keeping it flowing, because I guess a couple of kids got up to the top and they wouldn't go down, and it held up the whole line, so, all right, iron-ons. So if you're part of the staff, and Debbie, basically you're going to be like kind of a floater. All of the staff and activity leaders are getting black t-shirts. This year it's black. The crew leaders are all getting t-shirts the color of their crews. Okay, so you would get a black shirt.
You got a favorite color next time. Least favorite.
Yeah, I took my favorite.
Yeah, right.
Which one are you?
Lime green.
But the Lori,
I think I
were
wore
you
lime green
wearing
last
green
year.
last year?
I think I wore lime green.
No, this year I think I was navy, that wasn't easy to find.
I've actually had crew leaders say, can you put me in this color? People have no idea what it's like putting these crews together, matching up youth buddies and adults and trying to get color. So,
Yeah, no, I thought it was easy.
all right, so if you are getting a brand new t-shirt, my suggestion is to wash it because it has sizing in it, and do not use fabric softener. Otherwise, these iron-ons will not stick. And when you use an iron-on, and I'm saying this for video purposes for people that are going to, the iron-ons have two sides. One is printed, and one you can see it's the shiny iron-on. You're going to put the shiny side down with the print side up, put the iron over it for about 20 seconds. Just kind of do a nice rotation, and then wait till it cools and peel it right off. Again, if it's a brand new shirt, wash it first, no fabric softener, because otherwise these won't stick. I have two sizes. I have a large and I have a small. Some people took a large, some people took a small, and some people took both. But yeah, and this year we're going to do something a little bit different with songs, and I'm going to fill everybody in the night of when I teach the song. We're going to be actually getting out of the pews, and it's going to be okay. After the first night, we're going to kind of do a parade around the sanctuary till he reigns. I want to get the kids moving. So I think a lot of times when I'm looking out, the boys are just standing there. And I get it, you know, but I want to get them moving around the sanctuary. And I have it all planned out where once we get that first night done, they'll get into it and know where to go. So the songs will be fun. Any other questions? Thanks, guys, for coming. I appreciate it. And if you have any questions between now, I'm asking people, especially the first night, if they can be there by 5:30. I know work schedules sometimes won't allow it, and that's okay. But if you could be there at least by 5:30, that would be helpful. If you can't, just notify your other crew leader. What I'm going to do is I'm going to email everybody the roster, so everybody knows who they have in their crew, okay?
And the color.
And
Don't forget yellow.
and the color. Yep, it'll be right on their roster. And I'll keep you updated as time gets closer. And get into your emails every night at VBS if you can, because there might be something that comes up that I have to send out a quick email to everybody. But also, if there's any kind of an announcement, it'll be on your schedules each night at the bottom. Anything that I need to let you know of, okay? Like if we're learning a new song, I'll kind of quickly put down what we're going to be doing so you have an idea, so I'm not springing it on you. Okay? All right. And have a good night.
Thank you for all you do.
Okay.